Hello, viewers. You're welcome back again here on this show. This the favorite show that we bring to you guys every Friday with Lore K, blockchain specialist who lives in the UK. We have learned so much in the past from Lore. Her experience in the industry. She have given us a lot of knowledge in the past, and I believe today we're going to keep learning from her, and also we're going to look at different aspects of stuff going on in the market. Bitcoin actually gave us a huge signal that maybe we are pushing the bear market, and we do know that Bitcoin is the big daddy, and when the big daddy start moving, we expect other altcoins to move. But recently, we haven't yet seen altcoins move that much. So maybe this is just a Bitcoin move, or maybe altcoins are gonna be, following Bitcoin afterward. But we don't know because no one knows anything about the market. We can only predict, and keep DCAing, keep accumulating as long as we can wait. So let me bring Lore here today. So let's get into it right away. Lore, you're welcome.
Right.
Always good to have you here.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's good to be here on a Friday. Obviously, there's been a lot of exciting news around Bitcoin, and people are speculating if we are indeed in a bull market. So I mean, some people think that we're in a bull market. Others just kind of think that the price, it goes up and down, it changes. But Bitcoin did reach over the last week. Bitcoin did reach up to 31,000 US dollars, which was an all-time high for this year, not in total, but all-time high for this year. And we saw the price jump up between 12 and 15, about 12%, from its previous price. Just a couple of weeks ago. So people are like, is this the start of the bull market? Obviously, a lot of people are excited about the Bitcoin halving that's to come quarter one of next year, quarter one of next year. And obviously, we're now moving closer into quarter three. Well, we're in quarter three, but obviously we're moving towards quarter four as well. So people are kind of getting ready. When quarter four is usually quite a slow time because of all the holidays and celebrations and things like that. So I think people are kind of speculating if the price at the moment Bitcoin is doing so well, and we've got the halving coming up, that could potentially push us into a bull market. But we'll just have to see. We have to see, because obviously crypto it relates to all of the other economic markets as well. But I love seeing it go up. I hope we are in a bull market.
look at the dominance. The dominance is now sitting at 51.62. Wow. It's I think where we are in the market at this point in time is actually like a point where Bitcoin is showing like huge strength. Bitcoin is saying that I am the only one you guys need to be into right now, except otherwise. And we have seen some sort of pullback recently with most of the coins, cryptos. So like Solana really did well yesterday and today, and also we have other altcoins that have been showing strength with Bitcoin and so on and so forth. But now, what I'm really interested at, looking at what is going on in the market. Investors are actually a little bit skeptical. Are we is it the bull market yet? What should they do? What should they be buying? You know, um, Also, most people don't even know which coins to be in. And despite what people are thinking, we see big institutions like BlackRock, we see Michael Saylor, we see ACI is getting heavily into crypto. We also saw the EU central bank talking about the CBDC. Like a lot is going on. You know, and like, what do you think? Like, are we actually in a phase where you think we should be, pay attention more to, crypto in general, or do you think there are specific aspect of the market that we need to pay attention to first before maybe we look at everything, in general? What do you think?
Well, I think a lot of institutions have got really excited this week from seeing this uptrend from Bitcoin. We can speculate and say that the uptrend was sparked from BlackRock, obviously the world's biggest financial institution for investments. They put in a spot ETF filing with the SEC last week, and they are notorious for getting their bills through. So usually, if anyone can do it, BlackRock can do it. And if Bitcoin is going as an ETF, as an investment product, and this means that investors, the product in general is speculating on the price of Bitcoin in the future. So for big institutions to be putting in these bids, basically confirms that they believe that this is a product that's going to be around for at least 20 years, like at the minimum, So
Forever.
right,
Forever.
exactly. So
Yeah.
the fact that they've done that, you can tell institutions are getting excited, and a lot of things have started following. From that news alone, you've had HSBC in Japan for Hong Kong customers, and they've released a Bitcoin and Ethereum futures ETF. Fidelity, again, a massive financial institution for investments. They announced, I think, a couple of days ago that they're also doing an ETF, putting a file with SEC. There was another one that came out, I think, last night. I've forgotten the name of it, but it just seems like all these big institutions and governments are now saying, okay, if BlackRock can do it, if they're going to be doing it, then let's all push out. And I think a lot of these institutions have been thinking about it as well for a long time. I think they've just been waiting for the right time to make their announcement and launch their potential products. So it's going to be an exciting run up to the end of the year ahead of the Bitcoin halving, and I think this is a good time. Not financial advice as usual. I'm not a financial advisor, but it might be a good time to load up on some Bitcoin and potentially Ethereum as well.
Yeah. Actually, I myself, I'm loading into Bitcoin, heavily. I think I have now 60% of my portfolio, like everything in Bitcoin and Ethereum. The reason why I'm doing this is because, like, it's not up to that long. I think not up to 6 months that I realized, like, I actually understood, the generally, the, should I say, the bigger picture, so, and I realized that, okay, if, say, I put most of my asset into Bitcoin, then I now trade those assets against Bitcoin. So I use Bitcoin to trade other altcoins. That means I'm always in the market, but I look at altcoins that have good fundamentals, and maybe, like, looking at technical analysis, if, say, they are about to pump or, like, makes big move maybe within the next 1 or 2 weeks, then I can now sell part of my Bitcoin, buy the altcoin. Then when the altcoin pump, I buy Bitcoin back. Why I do this is, when altcoin pump, or like when we see a huge move, let's say 20%, 30%, there's always a pullback for about, let's say, maybe 10% or 15%. If, say, you are able to switch in between asset, and then buy back again, because the fundamentals is really good, like, long term, then you turn to not only make more, but you turn not to only make more in terms of dollars, but you accumulate more Bitcoin. And even during the period of the bear market, you still accumulate more Bitcoin, using this means. So, like, I look at everything else as noise now, and Bitcoin as, like, noise. So I don't know, like, how do you see, like, how do you like, go about, positioning your portfolio to make sure you stay, you stay in the market, and you are able to keep some of your profit that you make from, let's say, if, like, Pepe pump, let's say you got Pepe. If, say, you didn't sell Pepe, maybe you would have been, like, that's what I'm trying to say, so
Yeah.
what's your thought about this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're definitely talking from, obviously, your trading expertise, and you're talking about your trading side of things, and I think that involves a lot of showing up every single day and looking at the market. So obviously, we know the crypto can be very volatile. Sometimes it might go up 12%, but then also it might dip like 15% or something like that. So it's actually knowing, like, when, okay, this coin hasn't gone up for like a while, it's gone up like 12%, I've made some profits, maybe I'm going to sell here, make sure that I've taken the profits, put it into like a stable coin, and then you might see a coin, something else that you're tracking that has dropped suddenly for whatever reason, because of FUD or whatever, but you might have watched it for some time now, a few months, a few years, and that it's going to go, that price that it's at currently is not its usual price. So you might want to put it in there. So I feel like when you're doing this kind of thing, you're moving money around to kind of take profits, I think you need to have separate funds for separate things. So maybe, you might have some Bitcoin stored in a cold wallet that you say, okay, I'm going to keep this for retirement, or I'm going to keep it in there until it hits a certain threshold, a certain price, or you've earned a certain amount of profits. And then you might have another pot of money that you use just for trading. Just, you might just want to grow that specifically, and you only trade it. And you might say, I'm just going to trade this for the next next year, next 2 years, and see how much I can make from it. And then there's other things as well, because outside of just trading, there's obviously NFTs, there's ENS domain names, there's now Bitcoin domain names, .btc, .sats, so there's all of these other things that you might want to jump into and try out. And I think at the moment it's just the wild west. It's literally just kind of like, there's no, obviously don't only spend money that you're willing to lose or you're not going to miss, but there is like room to kind of experiment with like different protocols and experiment with different aspects of this industry. But fundamentally, you should be, making sure that at this stage you're putting money into Bitcoin and Ethereum regularly, before, whatever percentage of your portfolio you're doing. Maybe you've got like, let's say you've got $1,000 that you want to invest every single month. You want to be looking at, as a safe strategy, the majority of that going into something that has got a lot of news and has got a lot of backing around it, such as Bitcoin and such as Ethereum. So the best strategy is kind of like divide up your portfolio and diversify.
Yeah, I think that's actually the best way to go about it. Well, you mentioned NFTs. Are there some NFT project that you want to talk about? You want to share with us today, or maybe Web3 projects?
It's been there's a lot, there's actually a lot going on in the degen world, especially on Twitter. I don't want to speak about it because there's been a lot of controversy around these certain subjects that was going on. I've been, kind of like bringing the space down. However, I do have a newsletter for VCs with a lot of great startup projects. We've got a few GameFi projects, and I'm really excited about GameFi specifically because they have the most perceivable utility at this time. So some of the games that we've got on here, you might want to check them out. There's one called Ape Planets, and we'll mention them, so shout out Ape Planets. But they have got a game that's a cross-chain assets, so it's across Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain, and they have NFTs as gaming assets as well. So not only can you play to earn protocol, so not only can you actually earn money, stable coins while playing and interacting with other players, but you can also collect NFTs, borrow them, swap them, and use them like how you might actually use them in the real world. So things like GameFi NFTs, I'm really bullish on, because even though I'm not a gamer myself, they have a very huge in-house usage. Like you can actually use them with your friends and as you might do in the real world. So definitely bullish on those. And at the moment, I'm bullish on Bitcoin ordinals. I'm actually trying to get some inscriptions. Yeah, and the domain name. So I've been a bit busy at the moment, but it's been my number one thing on my to-do list in terms of research is actually to go ahead and get something like a ordinal domain name, basically. So I want like a Bitcoin, a .btc or a bitsats. That's like my aim. That's like my goal, is to get one of those. Because at the moment they're brand new. People are speculating on them, and we just don't know. We don't know the price of those during the bull run. So looking out for Bitcoin ordinals. it might be something you want to do.
So, do you have any like one of those Bitcoin ordinals BRC tokens that you think doing a bull run can really do well? Is there
I
any of them in mind?
Unfortunately, I don't have any in mind. I'm actively on the lookout for them. Like I said, because it's
Okay.
quite, because it's quite a new space. It's like trying to hunt the good ones. So there has been a one. I forgot the name of it. It's something like ordinal punks or
Audi,
something.
Audi, is it Audi?
Audi, yeah. There's Audi
Yeah,
token. Yeah,
Audi. Yeah.
so I'm collecting that at the moment. I think I've actually got like a supercharge. I use crypto.com and they supercharge my assets for staking. So I think I'm earning Audi at the moment. They're paying me out profits in Audi token. And then there are a few NFT projects as well going out. So basically, like there's one called something punks. I can't remember exactly the name, but it's basically trying to be like the crypto punks of Bitcoin protocol. So whether that's going to be good or not, we'll just have to see. But I'm definitely on the lookout. So if anyone is seeing this on Twitter and you've got good ordinal projects, please leave it in the comments below because I definitely want to, I'd love to get into the crypto punks or the board apes of Bitcoin before the next bull run.
Yeah, this is Audi, and I think Audi is trading right now on OKX and most centralized exchanges. And I think like it's a really good project long term. So anyone who want to get into Bitcoin ordinance project, I think this is one of the best as of now. There are many of them out there, but this is the only one that I am betting on at this point in time. I think like looking at there is a lot of data already, looking at the chart, looking at the technicals, so I can easily see where it can go and how much profit I can make, during those periods. Now, looking at market seller buying Bitcoin, and also looking at we saw that the Fed, the US security, so Binance and Coinbase, like these guys are not scared of all this going on in the market. Is it more of the fact that Bitcoin is different? Are they bullish more on Bitcoin, or sorry, are they buying Bitcoin because they think the Fed is not gonna be on Bitcoin, or they consider Bitcoin as a commodity, or maybe they don't just care about what the US is gonna be doing when it comes to Bitcoin or crypto. They just wanna keep doing what they think is good for their business. So what do you think about that? Because Marcelo has been one of the biggest, biggest or the greatest Bitcoin bulls, out there. So what do you think about, like, what is going on in his mind, looking at what is going on in crypto, at the attacks everywhere, he's still buying Bitcoin for his company.
Yeah, so I think one of the reasons these big investors are still bullish on Bitcoin, especially in the US, is because the SEC did actually make a statement that they wouldn't be declaring BTC or Ethereum actually as a utility, as a security. So because they can't, it's not owned by anyone, they can't legally persecute a protocol. They're actually, people are still bullish on it because they realize that this is truly a decentralized, autonomous and immutable asset class that is peer-to-peer and that people have readily adopted. It's something that if I decided now that, I'm going to take this and this is going to be valuable between you and I, and we're going to trade it between you and I. You can't see, we can't stop this from being traded among one another, and that's literally what Bitcoin is. It's its own entity, it's taken on its own store of value in itself. It has its own sovereignty in its right mind. So I think it's proven, it's been in the game now, over 10 years, and it's proven to itself that it is a viable asset class that's going to be here long term. So yeah, bullish
Yeah.
on Bitcoin.
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking you this, you work with businesses. Um, what do you think are their mindset like when it comes to buying Bitcoin, putting it on their balance sheet? Is it something that come up when you meet most of these guys, or maybe they don't just care and they focus like more on building, like they say, um, NFT project or Web3 based project? So like, do you guys have conversation towards that, or I don't know? Like, can you share with
Um,
us?
I think more Bitcoin is more its own kind of financial class, right? So it's kind of like its own, like it's kind of like the digital gold. It's its own kind of commodity at this point. Whereas you've got in the business world and in the investor world, people really want to know about protocols like blockchain protocols. So sometimes conversations that surround investment into some of these protocols is what protocol do these projects use? What chain are they built on?
Okay.
Yeah, so a few institutions are quite bullish on Polygon, for example, because obviously it adds a layer 2 to Ethereum network where it solves the problem of high gas fees. So things like that, they know that they can actually use they can use the Ethereum network without having to have a hindrance of having to pay high gas fees. And they're bullish. People are bullish on Ethereum because they see that again it has a huge utility base, and the SEC isn't ruling it as a security at this point, and it's got some huge products on it. It's got huge projects on it. It's got metaverses. It's got NFT projects. People are minting music NFTs. People are learning how to build on Solidity, the programming language. So people are quite bullish on these kind of protocols. On top of that as well, you've got Solana and Cardano. Again, they are blockchain protocols based around, they've got their own tokens, and they can also create their own digital assets. So Solana has been doing really well. It's had a huge adoption over the last few months. I think it's doing like 60,000 transactions a week at this point, or don't quote me on that, but they're doing like a significant higher amount of transactions. I think Cardano as well is onboarding, something like 2,500 wallets like every single month or something like that. So they're actually getting a lot of more attention, a lot more use cases, and investors want to know, where is all the activity going? Where can people actually build new apps, new technology surrounding that? So yeah.
Yeah, that means like this is a whole different world. Investors, they have, like, now I understand what you mean. Like, with me, I get more people who just want to know more about the coins. What coins, like, what cryptos are out there, are available that they can buy, and to make money. Whereas institutions or companies want to get into, like, what protocols that they can use to launch their project, and so on and so forth. So I think, there's so much into this space that you cannot do everything like yourself and get become a master of everything. Now it comes to this. What can you say to someone out there who actually, let's say, either being a business or like a CEO to a company, or maybe an individual who is looking at the space at this point in time, or they have been following you online and they're still like, okay, um like, we are confused, like we don't know where to begin. So what will you say to them, like where to get started, where to get started with the whole crypto, blockchain, Web3, NFT, and so on and so forth?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you want to get started, you can reach out to me, especially if you're a beginner, you haven't even got a wallet yet. I offer a free WTF crypto cheat sheet. So it has like the basics of this industry, so you can understand a little bit better. And then it has, links to potential wallets that you might want to get, including cold wallets, and then just like normal decentralized exchanges and centralized exchanges. So Yeah, I would definitely say if you want to get started, the best way to get started is you've got to put some skin in the game, you've got to put a bit of cash in the game because this is decentralized finance. So to be involved, you have to put some money in, even if it's going to be $10 or £10 worth of Bitcoin. Go ahead and get your wallet, go and get £10 of Bitcoin. Everybody's doing BlackRock's doing it, Fidelity's doing it. So why are you not doing it? You know, sometimes you get like the trolls on Twitter. Hi, Twitter. Hi, trolls on Twitter. Who do my notifications. Sometimes you get the trolls on Twitter and they're talking about, oh, like this person's in crypto. Like, why can we trust their opinion? Da, da, da. And I just think it's hilarious because I'm like, literally HSBC, like the world, Japan's biggest bank, like BlackRock, the world's biggest investment firm. They've got 9 trillion assets under management. You know, these people are, you know, they've got the power to dominate the world in certain aspects, you know, and you're on Twitter, you know, trolling people in this industry. So it's like, you know, if these huge institutions are putting money and creating these protocols and going through the aggro to get regulations and things like that, then why haven't you yet got a wallet? Why have you not yet got $10 of Bitcoin? You know, so just, you know, so at this point, it's just like, ignorance is not bliss, because when Bitcoin hits those prices, when it hits this bull market,
Hey guys.
yeah. So you don't want to. I'm just saying, like, you don't want to be ignorant, and you know, you want to get yourself some Bitcoin, because when it hits those bull markets, you're going to be sitting there with FOMO, saying, "Why didn't I do it? Why didn't I listen to Lorraine? Why didn't I listen to John? Why didn't I listen to mine?" You know. So get you some Bitcoin.
You're welcome, Divine. You know, I thought maybe you miss out something already, but you are still on board with us today. We have just been discussing about, you know, crypto, Web3,
Mm,
NFTs, the industry,
yeah.
on the side of institutions and, you know, retail investors,
Mm,
like businesses as well, or how they perceive the crypto space, Bitcoin,
yeah.
you know, the big daddy, what Bitcoin has been doing recently.
Yeah.
We have talked about BlackRock, you know, getting involved,
Mm,
Michael Seller buying Bitcoin. I mean, just, you know, going through what has been going on in in the market recently, you know. So what, like, how we can bring you in right now, like what do you see going on in the market at this point in time, and do you think that actually this is a right time for investors to start looking at you know, Bitcoin or maybe other altcoins out there, you know, basically what do you think, you know, what are you doing personally looking at what is going on in the market?
yeah. So, like I said, in terms of my research, when I do the best bit research in the community, right now it is the best time actually, because the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies, it's been around for a long time, and the companies now are actually latching onto it, onto the trend now. So, for new investors, there's a lot of skilled people in the game to actually teach you cryptocurrency. So right now is the best time to actually get in the game and actually make profits for yourself. Even with
Yeah, yeah.
not just for yourself as well. You can create groups and actually make companies. You know, groups can actually make companies from this. So yeah, right now is the time. When you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, Laura also agree with you that right now is the time, and she's been stacking lots of Bitcoin. I guess so.
Yeah.
um, what I really love about crypto is that it's borderless. It have
Mm,
no like no government is actually gonna censor you for like from holding Bitcoin or buying crypto, and no, like, I mean, the opportunity is endless. Now what
mm,
I'm really like on my day-to-day activities, like what really keeps me like, let me not say sad, but keeps me wondering, you know, is
mm,
like, why can't people just understand or like get it? Like, why can't people just, you know, focus on learning? Why people keep doing the same thing over and over, you know, FOMO in, then lose money, you know, then blame crypto for it? Like, what do you think is actually going on with most retail investors who just want to get involved only when there is a pump, but they don't want to get involved. Like, so let's say, for example, we have a blockchain specialist like here, Lorraine, and also have someone like me as well, you as well, who have done a lot of research and on different projects. You know,
mm,
people can just come to you or come to us and like, okay, can you, like, how can I get to know more about this? You know,
mm,
or like if say something is pumping, they can like first of all ask questions before getting involved. So what do you think is actually going on with people's mind? Is it more of like get rich quick, or what? What do you think about this?
Yeah, yeah, like just how you said the get rich quick. It depends on your intention. It depends on your initiative as well. I think the individual who can afford to lose money, who has a certain risk threshold, can actually go further in this Bitcoin blockchain journey. But I think for the new people, they need to get best work advice really. If they want to get gains, if they want to get a portfolio, and even go into property as well. So uh, they'll need professional advice because it can be rewarding. But if you're not skilled, you'll be up and down. It can be emotional turbulence.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, is what you said about like people's risk appetite. I think at the
Yeah.
moment people still see Bitcoin and crypto as a risky, as a risky industry. And it is really because, the majority of the world don't own Bitcoin. It is, I mean, it's growing. It is definitely growing, but it's probably like still only probably like 5 to 10%, probably not even 10% of the globe that actually have
Yeah.
adopted Bitcoin. So they kind of need institutions like BlackRock. They need HSBC
Mm,
and these institutions to say like, yes, we are offering products
mm,
around this financial service for them to have the confidence to do things like that. So I mean, it's growing. I mean, even there was I think there was a statement yesterday or the day before about King Charles basically making an announcement that crypto trading or crypto movement would be a regulatory instance, and it's basically you have to report it to His Royal Majesty. His Royal Majesty has said, "Oh, you crypto people, got to remember you've got to pay. You've got to pay the royal family." So, but even things like that, it's like people, for mass adoption to happen, they need faces like King Charles,
yeah.
banks like HSBC, investment firms like BlackRock, to actually say like, we are we support it, or at least we acknowledge that this is a thing now.
Mm. Yeah, that's the thing. The type of people they need that what do you call it? They need that, how do I
That
call it?
should I say acknowledgement,
Yeah,
or
they'll
maybe
they'll need that acknowledgement from big names, the media, because before people were doing it independently on their own, because obviously it's decentralized currency and there's no banks involved. So when the banks are getting in, and that means people are getting confirmation. But the real confident investor will actually do it before the banks and before the big names.
okay,
Right.
okay. Now, like, okay, let's just say we a layman out there who
Mm,
is actually like who doesn't understand anything. Let me say about software, technology, but they are curious. They just want to get involved into this amazing technology, or like someone is gonna watch you someday and like, okay, this might sound like serious. And the current infrastructure right now is not actually sophisticated enough to educate a layman. Like there's so many terminologies that is being used, blockchain, and I mean the layman, they don't like, it's like noise to them. So how can we, or how can you really help someone out there who is like, let me say, a novice in technology? They don't like, just want to like dude, you just want to get involved and do it the right way. Like, how do you help someone like that? Maybe
Well,
Loretta, you can
yeah,
start.
I mean, like I said, reach out to me if you want. Like I said, I'm giving away a free crypto WTF crypto cheat sheet. So it's going to give you the basics of like how to get started, and then if you need more assistance, then I'm here for you. There's loads of people doing like classes and community building. I think it's really involved to actually get it's really important to get yourself involved in a community, get yourself involved in a protocol. And everyone that gets the WTF crypto cheat sheet at this point, in quarter 4, so from October, September kind of time, I'm going to be doing community-based activities on Discord and potentially Twitter Spaces and Clubhouse. So actually go to like places that got communities, like get yourself Discord, or if you're on Twitter, go onto some Twitter Spaces, get involved in some metaverses. You don't have to have the headset. There's ones that you can do on the browser. Like, get yourself a wallet and get involved. Get yourself the cheat sheet so you know how to get started. And it's just something to learn. Like, yes, you're going to have to stretch yourself a little bit to learn something new, but once you learn it, it's really quite simple. And like I said, there's hundreds of videos out there, thousands if not, about people who are teaching this stuff and sharing this knowledge. And just realize that it's something that you need to get in early. That it's funny to me, like hearing the thing where sometimes there's things on Twitter and it's like you're supposed to buy low and sell high, but people are buying high and selling low, because of FOMO. So people are doing it like completely, the opposite way around they're supposed to be doing. So don't be one of those FOMOers, like don't buy high and sell low. Like the time you want to be buying is when there is low activity, is when it's not hitting headlines,
Actually, guys, you can get to Lore. This is this is a link that you can get to her. So just go there and choose where you like where you need help, and I think she'll like handle that with you accordingly. And really, the reason why I know you've already answered, like talk about this, you have stressed about this already in the past. Like the reason why I keep bringing it over and over is because I want people to get it. Like the times you don't have to just rush to like to do something, but if say you know someone who have been there, and they have programs that they can help you, to do it the right way, like to do it in a way that like you don't have to know everything, you don't have to be an expert, but just understand the basics so that you don't like fall prey to maybe let's say exploit out there. So I think that's why I keep bringing this up so people to understand like how serious it is to actually reach out to someone who can really help them get started with this. Divine, what say you like about it?
Yeah. Like I said, they should reach out to the Ray. They should reach out to you, the Betong. I think it's simple, just like how I did my teaching in the past with crypto. For laymen, they need to understand how it can change their lives. Like for example, there's a lot of companies out there that need investment, in terms of funding, and actually crypto can actually help them as well, with the payments and just day-to-day transactions, So with laymen, they'll need more professional advice, more experienced people in the game.
Yeah. Yes, you have heard, this amazing, advice from this experts here who have been in the game for a long time now. I think what I'm looking towards, like with me, is I want to be involved in a community where like usually to me it's not only about to make like, of course I can trade, I can do stuff, but as well I want to also see someone out there who have like a smartphone and they have an internet connection. I want to see them also be able to do the same thing, so I do my possible best to reach out to people. I mean, at times I tell them you don't have to pay. Don't pay. I just want to teach you for free. Just understand how this works so you can take care of yourself, your families, maybe come out of poverty, So I think what like the different channels out there, or platform or services that we do provide is really awesome for our communities, because we would have just stayed there and say, okay, we want to become investors, but we are there doing our best to help individuals, companies. So I think the future is gonna be more Bitcoin for us all.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I was about to add to that as well. the future is definitely Bitcoin, is definitely cryptocurrency, especially in Africa as well. There's so many projects going on, and there's a lot of crypto ideas going on in Africa. So definitely there, the future is going to be there.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
think Africa
guys.
huge. There's a huge market for Africa. So if you are a project that is African-based project, tech project around crypto, Web3 blockchain, remember to reach out to me because there are investors looking to invest into that market.
Yeah.
And also, you recently post something on I think that was yesterday on LinkedIn about funding for Web3 project, or was it NFT? You want to talk more about that, like a little bit about it?
So if you're a startup, I started off as a startup consultant. So I work with startups, that is like my passion is whatever your passion is, that is my passion. I want to help people. So a lot of these projects, they've got such innovative ideas, but they lack funding. And then there are VCs out here who also, want to get involved in projects and want to push them forward and believe in your dreams as well. So, if you do have a project and it's a great idea, you've got great integrity, but you're looking for funding, then just reach out to me. Have the newsletter for VCs. So I want to get you in front of them, and I want you to see. So just reach out to me if you do have a great project, and then we'll see if we can get you some funding.
Seeing a new face, you are welcome. Divine, they are welcoming you. Is a new face today. So,
Thanks.
okay, guys, we do this every week, every Friday. Just come here and talk about what is going on in the market, and create some content that can help so many people out there. Businesses. There might be someone out there right now, or maybe the next week or the next month who's gonna stumble on this. Like with me, I usually look at this as a way to help someone in the future, because
Yeah.
what we do now, the impact will be felt more in the future when people stumble, like when there's a rush for knowledge. People are going to stumble on content that is going to, like, flashback on, okay, this guy or these people can really help me get started, and I can see that what we do here is genuine, and we really want to help people. We really want to help businesses. So let's keep doing what we do. And as I mentioned again, the future is more Bitcoin. Thanks, guys, for being here with me today. I think see you guys again next week, Friday, if say you have the opportunity to join again. So thanks for being here.
Thank you. See you next week.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Guys, I mean, these people, they are amazing. They are one of the best out there in the industry. And I always love to connect with people who are doing amazing stuff, helping businesses, helping, like everyone out there or anyone out there who want to go in this industry. Crypto is for everyone, regardless your background, your authority, your country, your race, your diversity, wherever you find yourself, you can do crypto. All you need is a mobile phone and someone who can actually guide you. We have seen, these amazing guys, how they have been doing, amazing stuff forever, like where they are. So I think you understand that the future is bright, and it won't kill you, or you won't cost you anything just to go and learn. You owe yourself that responsibility to get that knowledge. So I'm going to encourage you guys, to go out there, get the knowledge. It doesn't matter if you say you have heard bad or you have gotten bad experience with crypto, or someone has been scammed in crypto. What you need to do right now is refresh your brain. Like, say to yourself that you're going to start afresh to learn, and connect with someone out there who can help you. So go and get more crypto, but it's not financial advice actually. Yeah, but of course, I'm gonna always say go and get crypto, but make sure you do more research. All right, guys, we come to the end of this show for today. Hopefully, see you next time again. Bye bye.